Maybe you've experienced things like this too if you're married to a Filipina, but I'm going to share with you some of my experiences for the benefit of the new guys. So stick around. All right, guys, welcome back. USA to Philippines Life channel. Please do not forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss an upload. We've got some cool content planned for this year if all goes well, and doing a little impromptu video in the truck, trying to save a little time. I know I explained in the last video how it's been a little bit of a struggle since the surgery, juggling the job and the channel, making it work, and a lot of it has to do with I'm trying to get my health back. Having that severe hernia for a couple of years due to COVID, had to live with it, really slowed me down, and I put on a lot of weight. And I've been really trying to focus on trying to take some of that weight off. I think I've been successful. I got a long way to go to get back to where I was. But I'm on my way. Big thank you to everybody that continues to support the channel. Understanding the content's a little bit slower getting out right now. But I'm going to work to improve that because I do want to grow the channel. But on to our topic of choice today. And I've been thinking a lot about this. I'm going on 6 years being married to my Filipina wife that you guys all know, who eventually is going to come back and do videos with me. She just, it's hard for her since COVID. She just doesn't have the energy after work to sit and make videos with me. But she does have some topics. She does want to get and sit and talk and get back in front of the camera a little bit. So you guys will see her soon. But just thinking about my relationship with her and all the resistance and ill will and negative commentary and to my face and behind my back when I met my wife, being especially for me, I was in my late 40s when I met my wife. I had just gotten out of, a half dozen years earlier, I had just gotten out of a very bad marriage and relationship that spanned about 25 years. I've explained that in other videos. Previous relationship began when I was about 16 and a half years old and spanned until I was about 42. So that's by today's standards, that's actually a successful relationship and marriage. But I'm glad I was glad it was over, and I'm glad that things worked out the way they did. But being that happened the way it did, and being that I work at the same job, I work around the same job, the same people since I was 29 years old. So these folks here had a lot to say when, first off, I will say this to you. When you are in this kind of environment, this kind of job, this kind of place, it's kind of like being back in high school. There's little cliques, things like that. People have a lot to say all the time. I always say there's two types of people in this kind of place. There's people who do their job, and there's people who play a game. I'm not going to elaborate on that. You can use your imagination. But getting back to the subject matter, and I had seen, there was a friend of mine, a brother from another mother. He actually, he was married to a Filipina as well. That was his first marriage, and he worked here. So I heard all the chitter chatter behind his back about him being married to a beautiful Filipina. And a lot of the guys here didn't like it. They were jealous. They were jealous of him. And I heard him one day. And they got him in the elevator and they said, "What are you going to do when she becomes a citizen and she dumps your ass?" He turned around, cool as a cucumber, and he looked at them and he said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "I'm going to get on a plane. I'm going to go back to the Philippines, and I'm going to find a younger and more beautiful Filipina than her, and I'm going to enjoy her for 5 years. And if it happens again, I'm going to do the same thing." While you're going home to the same wife that, was kind of that kind of conversation. But at that time, that was so far before my situation changed that I never dreamed that I'd be in that situation where I'd be the guy with the beautiful Filipina that, and you got to remember this too. You're in a place like this, and you get divorced. As common as divorce is nowadays, it's still a thing where people root for your failure. People don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to survive the divorce and be happy. People are rooting for you to be miserable, to grab the bottle. They don't like it when you do well. Like for me, I lost a bunch of weight. I quit smoking. I took the time to heal my body, mind, and soul. Spend time with the good Lord in the good book. And didn't focus on meeting another girl. Didn't focus on going out. I mean, I did do some local dating. And I did meet some women. And that's what made me realize that if I just meeting women around here, the ones that I dated and met, they were okay, but they were at various stages of the same type of woman that I just had gotten out of a bad marriage with. And I didn't want that. I would have stayed single. If that was the only option on the table, I would have stayed single. But I took to the internet. I mean, we live in the age where we have the internet. And I spent a lot of time. Went through a lot of different Filipinas. I didn't tell anybody that I was doing the online dating thing. And there was several, half dozen. I've spoken about this before. It took me a while to get to my wife. She wasn't my first rodeo. I mean, I took a long time. It was a process, a learning experience to get to the point where I met her and it clicked and I knew she was the one. But fast forward, all the negative commentary, all the negative feedback, the comments, hearing, it's never gonna last, and it was not just here, it was family. My dad, God rest his soul, I remember when I first told him I was going to the Philippines, he was not happy. He was not happy about it at all. He tried to talk me out of it, but he came around. And it's funny because when he finally met my wife, he loved her. He was very impressed with her. He loved her, and ended up that my father passed away with the hospice in his house with us around him, and my wife being a professional caregiver, in the medical field, she attended to him in his final hours, made him comfortable, took care of him. So, like an angel. So, I just wanted to talk about this today because it's been on my mind. And I know some of you guys maybe are new to the Filipina relationship thing. And I'm just sharing this part of it because, and you might, a lot of guys will say, "Oh, who cares what anybody thinks?" But if you're in a situation like I am, where you got to come and you got to get up and you got to come to work every day, you got 20 years plus invested in the job, you don't want to throw it away because that's my objective, is to retire early, to get away from this area and this place. But I have to make it to a certain point to enable me to do that. But it's being here. I mean, now it's been a half dozen years I'm with my wife. It kind of died down. But I know the people were saying the same. The people that were saying what they were saying about my bro and his situation with his Filipina, they're saying the same thing about me then. And the one thing that you hear is, he just with a Filipina because he can't get anybody around here. Well, like I said previously, a few minutes ago, I did date women around here. It wasn't a problem. The problem was wasn't into the women around here. And I could have spent the next 10 years dating all different women. Wasn't what I was looking for. I found what I was looking for. I love my wife. So for you guys that are new to this, be prepared, because you're going to hear that stuff. And we all have different, some of us have more thicker skin than others. Some people may be even more bothered by it. I expected it, and it is what it is, and it was what it was. But I have no regrets. But I just wanted to share that today. That was kind of on my mind, and I wanted to get a video out. So doing a from the pickup truck video impromptu. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and as we always like to say at USA to Philippines Life Channel, wherever you are in the world, stay well, stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll see you real soon with another video. Thank you so much for watching.